Nvidia ended the most recent trading session at 178,003, up 6.7% over the previous 4 weeks. However, if Wall Street analysts' short-term price estimates are any indication, there may still be a lot of room for growth in the company. A 44.4% upside potential is indicated by the mean price objective of 264.8 dollars. 46 short-term price goals make up the mean estimate, which has a standard deviation of 43.31. The most bullish expert predicts that the stock will rise 92% to $350,200, while the lowest estimate of $140,100 shows a 23.6% fall from the present market level. Here, the standard deviation is crucial since it provides insight into the estimate's variability. The degree of agreement between analysts increases with decreasing standard deviation. Even while the consensus price goal is a highly sought-after indicator for investors, it might not be prudent to base an investment choice entirely on this metric. This is due to the long-standing doubts about analysts' impartiality and skill in determining price targets. However, Nvidia has other signs of possible growth besides an excellent average price objective. This opinion is reinforced by analysts' strong agreement that the company can generate stronger earnings than they had previously projected. A positive trend in earnings estimate revisions has been shown to be effective in forecasting an upside, even though it does not indicate how much a company could gain. This is what you should know about the price targets set by analysts. Researchers from a number of colleges across the world claim that a price objective is just one of several details about a company that, far more often than not, misleads investors. Empirical research really demonstrates that price goals issued by multiple experts, regardless of how much consensus there is, rarely reflect the true direction of a stock's price. Many Wall Street analysts establish excessively optimistic price estimates despite having extensive knowledge of a company's fundamentals and how sensitive its business is to industry and economic challenges. Do you want to know why? Typically, they do this to generate interest in stocks of businesses that their companies either already do business with or want to do business with. To put it another way, analysts' exaggerated price predictions are sometimes the product of the business incentives of companies that cover a company. On the other hand, a low standard deviation, which represents a tight clustering of price goals, suggests that experts are generally in agreement regarding the direction and size of a stock's price movement. It may serve as a solid foundation for additional study aimed at determining the possible fundamental driving forces, even though it does not guarantee that the stock will reach the average price goal. Price targets should not be completely disregarded by investors, but basing an investment choice only on them may result in a poor return on investment. Therefore, a strong level of skepticism should always be applied to price targets. Here's why Nvidia may still have a lot of potential. Strong agreement among analysts to raise EPS projections suggests that they are becoming increasingly optimistic about the company's earnings prospects, which may be a good cause to anticipate an increase in the stock. This is due to empirical studies demonstrating a high association between short-term stock price movements and trends in earnings estimate revisions. Over the previous month, 13 forecasts have increased in comparison to no negative adjustments, resulting in a 7% increase in the consensus estimate for the current year. In addition, Nvidia is presently ranked number 2 by, placing it in the top 20% of over 4,000 stocks that we rate using 4 earnings estimate-related criteria. This is a clearer sign of the stock's possible short-term growth given its strong externally audited performance history. I had argued in my most recent article why, overall, nothing undermines the bullish argument for the memory chip company after Morgan Stanley decided to move on from Micron as its top selection. But what about their most recent favorite, Nvidia, the largest firm in the world? The company believes that the current memory demand scenario is exceptional and that things will soon return to normal, which is the tactical justification for their most recent position on the chip major. As a result, Nvidia benefits because it is a major consumer of memory chips, and decreasing prices for them will only be advantageous. Join our investor community. Hit subscribe and like to get your daily Nvidia stock insights and tutorials delivered. However, the business led by Jensen Huang has demonstrated in recent years that it has become nearly necessary in the field of artificial intelligence, AI, on its path to becoming a $4.4 trillion market value giant. This is demonstrated by the fact that Nvidia's stock has increased by 56% in the last year, despite exaggerated concerns about the overvaluation of AI stocks. The market seems to still be confident in Nvidia's future, despite the fact that it does look to trade at high values on the surface and in comparison. Why? Let's investigate. For some time now, Nvidia has been easily surpassing the expectations of the market. But in a few of these cases, Nvidia's stock fell because the beat's quantity did not meet expectations. Nvidia achieved that as well with its most recent quarter's results, with revenues above consensus predictions by about $2 billion and earnings, as usual, exceeding Wall Street expectations. In the fourth quarter that concluded on January 25, 2026, Nvidia recorded $68.1 billion in revenue. This was an increase of more than $3 billion over its previous projection and 73% over the prior year. As the business launched its Rubin platform, data center revenues continued to grow, increasing by 75% from the same period last year to $62.3 billion. Additionally, its former main gaming division generated $3.7 billion in revenue, a 47% increase from the year before. In contrast, earnings increased by an even quicker 82% during the same time period to $1.62 per share, exceeding the $1.53 per share consensus projection. Notably, the corporation beat earnings for the 10th consecutive quarter. With a cash position of $62.6 billion at the end of the quarter, net cash from operating activities more than doubled to $36.2 billion from $16.6 billion in the same time last year. Compared to its short-term debt levels of somewhat less than $1 billion, this was significantly higher. Nvidia anticipates revenues of over $78 billion for fiscal Q1 2027, representing a 76.9% year-over-year YOY growth rate. When it comes to values, Nvidia is overpriced, but not significantly so. Its forward PS and PCF are 11.93 and 22.92, respectively, compared to the sector medians of 3.05 and 16.97, while its forward PE of 21.83 is nearly identical to the sector median of 21.63. The Nvidia juggernaut is difficult to stop. Nvidia's GPUs are more widely used, capable of handling a wide range of activities, and have a well-established ecosystem than Google's TPU, despite concerns about hyperscalers creating their own chips. As a result, the Santa Clara-based business now holds a commanding market share of over 90%. What therefore makes Nvidia so powerful? Well, Nvidia's continued dominance in the accelerated computing market is the consequence of a carefully planned full-stack ecosystem rather than just better silicon. At the hardware layer, the forthcoming Vera Rubin platform and the existing Blackwell architecture offer a generational leap in inference efficiency and performance per watt, hence reducing the total cost of ownership, TCO, for businesses. The software layer that follows is called CUDA, Compute Unified Device Architecture. CUDA is now the industry standard for AI development, with more than 5 million registered developers worldwide. A significant switching cost results from this. Additionally, Nvidia's use of high-speed networking NVLink and InfiniBand guarantees that its chips operate as a single data center-scale engine rather than merely as separate parts. Nvidia's position as the cornerstone of the AI economy is strengthened by the fact that it offers a comprehensive solution that includes everything from silicon and networking to specialized libraries and NIM, NVIDIA Inference Microservices. Furthermore, Nvidia's sovereign AI program has given it a distinct strategic edge in a world thrown upside down by supply chain instability, trade sensitivity, and geopolitical upheavals. Nvidia is becoming the go-to architect for countries like Saudi Arabia, France, and Japan as they look to develop their own AI infrastructure to safeguard their data and cultural digital assets. The company's past dependence on a small number of US-based hyperscalers is lessened by this geographic diversification, which also provides a strong buffer against regional economic downturns. Strategically, Nvidia is shielded from some of the volatility associated with conventional cross-border semiconductor logistics by its shift toward internalizing more of its supply chain, which is demonstrated by multi-billion-dollar investments in local U.S. optics and manufacturing partnerships like Lumentum. Nvidia's strong annual product cadence enables it to quickly pivot, releasing region-compliant hardware that retains performance leadership, even while export controls, particularly with regard to the Chinese market, remain a source of concern. Nvidia has evolved from a hardware supplier to a vital component of the global geopolitical infrastructure by framing itself as an issue of economic competitiveness and national security for sovereign governments. As a result, analysts have given the Nvidia stock an overall rating of strong buy, with a mean target price of $264.38. This indicates a possible upside of roughly 44.4% from the current levels. 44 of the 49 analysts who are following the stock have rated it as a strong buy, 3 have rated it as a moderate buy, 1 has rated it as a hold, and 1 has rated it as a strong sell. The past few months have been relatively dull, considering how dominant Nvidia has been over the past few years. The stock has risen a comparatively small 5% since August 1, 2025. In the same time frame, the S&P 500 has risen by roughly 10%. Many investors are disappointed by this because Nvidia has been announcing excellent performance all along. Actually, it's been a while since Nvidia's stock was so inexpensive. I believe that the low price of Nvidia's stock is a definite buy signal, and investors should think about buying in bulk now. History has shown us that this is the right time to buy Nvidia stock. The price of Nvidia's shares is lower than you may imagine. How to evaluate Nvidia stock is the key question. Investors can employ a variety of valuation strategies, such as trailing or future earnings. Although trailing earnings are typically a reliable method of stock pricing, they can be impacted by one-time expenses, such as when Nvidia had to write down semiconductor inventory that was supposed to be shipped to China in the first quarter of last year. The forward earnings indicator, which is based on analyst forecasts, is an additional option. These are estimates, and a business may fall short of them or surpass them. Despite the obvious shortcomings of each of these measures, I believe that combining them is a fantastic method to determine a stock's current valuation. In terms of price to earnings, Nvidia's stock is currently trading at almost the same low points as it was during the tariff sell-off in April 2025. In just 4 months, if you purchased the stock on April 1st, you saw a rapid 57% return. It's not a bad position, and investors would be ecstatic if Nvidia could replicate such a run. Therefore, it is unfair to claim that Nvidia is overpriced at 37 times trailing earnings. The company is a good option to think about right now, and I wouldn't be shocked if it returned to a 50 times earnings value at some point in 2026. How much will it be worth in the future? From a forward earnings perspective, Nvidia appears to be a great deal. The forward earnings value indicates that Nvidia's stock is incredibly cheap. It is nearly identical in price to the S&P 500, which trades at 21.9 times ahead earnings at 22.1 times forward earnings. Nvidia's sales increased by 73% year-over-year in the most recent quarter. It is anticipated to expand at a 77% rate in the upcoming quarter. It doesn't seem like a business that ought to be valued at a premium to the market, but that's precisely where Nvidia is. Furthermore, Nvidia's profits aren't going anywhere anytime soon because the AI rollout is anticipated to continue at least until 2030. Therefore, I believe that this is the ideal moment to begin acquiring Nvidia stock. I won't be shocked if Nvidia's stock takes off in 2026 and returns to its typical valuation levels, providing shareholders with exceptional returns. Investors shouldn't wait too long, or they risk missing a fantastic investing opportunity, as history shows that Nvidia's stock doesn't remain depressed for very long. Nvidia received an early gut punch from the trade conflict between the United States and China. What started off as a promising growth engine, China used to provide a significant and swiftly growing portion of the company's data center revenue, soon devolved into a regulatory maze. Nvidia was compelled to rewrite sophisticated AI accelerators and remove important functionality in order to produce compliant versions for the Chinese market due to repeated rounds of export restrictions. There was constant back and forth even with these diluted chips. Washington would issue licenses, but Beijing would either delay or put up its own obstacles. It seems like Nvidia is prepared to leave China, at least for the time being, after more than a year of this tiresome ping-pong. A Financial Times investigation today claims that Nvidia has discreetly stopped producing its H200 AI processors, which are intended for Chinese consumers. Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing's valuable manufacturing capacity is being redirected by the company to its newest Vera Rubin platform, which is the replacement for the previously highly successful Blackwell architecture. The Times was informed by two persons with knowledge of the situation that the change is already in progress, indicating that Nvidia no longer expects significant H200 sales in China in the near future. Although the report has not been verified and Nvidia has not provided an official statement, the action is consistent with a number of recent developments. After receiving official approval from the Trump administration in January, the U.S. government just last week granted licenses that would allow small amounts of H200 chips to be sold to Chinese consumers. Nevertheless, in February, representatives of the Commerce Department verified that not a single H200 had been sold there. On both sides of the Pacific, layers of compliance barriers continue to impede shipments. The H200 was already a dumbed-down version of Nvidia's Hopper generation technology, so it was never going to be a fully functional flagship for China. Nevertheless, the chip was the most cutting-edge product the business thought it could lawfully provide to the second biggest economy in the world. Nvidia is now redistributing limited capacity to Vera Rubin, which went into full production earlier this year and is expected to become widely available in the second half of 2026, as that door is essentially closed. A change to reflect the realities of the market. From a business perspective, the change seems logical. The demand for Nvidia's most recent AI accelerators is still unquenchable worldwide. Every unit of Blackwell, and soon Rubin, that the business can build is being demanded by hyperscalers, cloud providers, and enterprise clients in the US, Europe, and other open markets. The H200s could never command the margins that these newest chips do. Therefore, income and profitability are maximized when capacity is redirected. Nvidia was not depending on significant income from China, even if Beijing had approved the H200 right away. According to reports, the White House was thinking of regulating sales at about 75,000 chips per customer, which is a significant amount less than what would be necessary for a business whose data center division already generates over $100 billion a year. In the meantime, Chinese officials have stated that developing homegrown producers of cutting-edge AI silicon is their top priority. Beijing has made it clear time and time again that it will choose domestic suppliers over international ones, regardless of how weakened the imports are. The calculus is simple, to put it briefly. When unrestrained demand elsewhere is exploding, why commit cutting-edge chip capacity to a product line that risks perpetual regulatory limbo and razor-thin margins? If correct, Nvidia's choice represents a rational capitulation. In order to sell the most cutting-edge technology at the highest prices with the least amount of hassle, the corporation is merely following the money to the markets. Even global corporations that rely heavily on China are willing to pass up today's sales possibilities because to the growing distance between Washington and Beijing. This is in sharp contrast to a few years ago, when tech companies were not the only ones obsessed with getting into the Chinese market. China now seems less of a must-win theater and more of an afterthought. Nvidia has not completely given up on the Chinese market, even if the rumored switch from H200 to Vera Rubin production comes to pass. When the economics warrant it, the corporation has shown time and time again that it is willing to build goods that comply with export regulations. That being said, given the strong high-margin demand elsewhere, the inconvenience, delays, and opportunity costs currently outweigh the benefits. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.